Look, see, ignore my personal playlist. Look. I just got off of seeing our comedies make the worst tier list that might have ever graced the community, in which he told me verbatim that Swag Kage is a better debater than Seth. Now, look, I'm not angry because he's mentally ill. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a mental hospital for mentally ill Discord debaters. Now, seeing as people have Aeroflame in the top of tier 1 and they have Valor in tier 3, regardless of the fact that Valor beat him 2 times, then it seems as if there's some sort of bias going on. There's some sort of cognitive dissonance. There's some sort of confusion here. Maybe there's a debate that I'm missing. So what we're going to do is something very simple. We're going to go and we're going to search the web. We're going to search YouTube and see, is Valor really worse than Aeroflame? Now, upon searching this, and upon making my discovery that Valor is not worse than Aeroflame, then we will determine, are people really stupid or people really dumb? Now look, maybe Valor got beat up really badly and I wasn't really tracking, maybe that's always a possibility. However, maybe, just maybe, I'm right and everyone's wrong, you know? Look, so this is the shortest recording I could have found. Shut up! Right? No disagreeing with Shinra. Look, this is the shortest recording I could find. First, it starts off with them arguing about an old debate. I'm assuming they begin Discord battling soon. Now, if Aero loses this, then it's like, okay, Aeroflame is a confused interlocutor. He can't track, he can't follow, he's an idiot, right? If Aero wins this, then it's like, oh my god, I'm so wrong. Now I'm gonna beat myself to death. Like, it's very insane. So, hopefully, Aero wins this. I don't really care to hear them argue about
Okay.
who's around, who's not. So, yeah.
What are the reasons for this rattery?
What are the reasons,
He
brother
rats
man?
during the debate. He knows.
No! Already wrong. He does not rat during the debate. Look, when you're debating Mahito versus Toji, at the time specifically, you could say that he had a very strong argument. Inverted Spear of Heaven, specifically, would work in terms of turning off his ability to actually manipulate other people's souls. However, the ability to manipulate his own soul is intrinsic to his own nature. Because of who he is and because of how he is, he's able to see his own soul. And in the same way how Sukuna can heal his soul using reverse curse technique, which isn't a curse technique, right? In that same way, right? Mahito can do the same thing because he can perceive the contours of his soul. So his ability to maintain his soul is completely independent of any form of curse technique that he's using. So all he needs to use it is, in this sense, he's using cursed energy, right? So this Aeroflame interlocutor is very confused. He didn't really read the manga, right? So again, the ability to keep his soul together is not part of his curse technique, rather it's part of his nature, in the same way how Yuji can see the contours of his soul without a curse technique. Damn!
Knows who I am. He tries to talk over me. And then during the debate, to appeal to the audience, he's like, Aero, you don't have to do this. Blah, 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 blah. And I called him out during the debate. And I was like,
Yeah,
Valor, you're
okay, so that was a very good impression. So, points for Aeroflame, right? However, the ability to make your opponent seem unreasonable is not a rat tactic, it's just simple rhetoric. In the same way, how if I'm debating somebody like Archimedes, he's very, how do I say this? He's very aggressive due to the nature of his skin tone, right? He's also very, talkative. He likes to speak, he likes to talk, he likes to filibuster. In the same way, if you're able to make your opponent look confused, look completely idiotic, and look as if like what they're doing is unreasonable, which is literally impossible because Archie's like has all of the community in a headlock, right? In sense of he isn't a good debater, he's just very good rhetorically, right? Lie, he's even good rhetorically, he's only just good at loud micing. But anyways, besides the point, um if I'm able to make that guy look confused, then that isn't ratting. That isn't me being dishonest. Simply, all I'm doing there is I'm trying to, amplify the negative traits that my opponent has, so that it's very, very clear to the audience. It's simple rhetoric. In the same way how Aero shout, "Don't talk over me, don't talk over me." He's literally trying to make his opponent look unreasonable because they're cutting him off in the middle of his sentence. If you get what I mean. Simple rhetoric tactics 101. Oh my goodness.
For being a weirdo. You know how I debate, and you know that talking over me pisses me off. So I thought that was my first sniffling of him being a fucking weasel, right?
Cheese in the air. Mm-hmm.
Cheese in the air, right? So then I've also been saying with Valor in VCs to him and around him and in text that currently my stance was that the debate was inconclusive because only Anime X gave his judgment.
No! Wrong again! Right? Again, a debate can still have a very, very clear conclusion, right, without the presence of a judge. So in the same way, how if I'm debating 4-year-olds and I'm like, blah, 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 and the judge gets convinced by that, and all of the crowd gets convinced by that, right? That isn't an actual argument, and it means nothing to the actual burden of proof fulfilled. The burden of proof being fulfilled is something that's going to be completely stance, like, sure, it's going to be stance dependent somewhat, right? In the sense of there's going to have to be a reasonable standard for evidence that we can determine. However, if you're an epistemic realist, right, and if you believe that there are certain ways where we ought to conduct our beliefs, then there are these certain ways in which we ought to conduct our beliefs, right, which are independent of our own stances, meaning that somebody can win a debate, right, stands independently because they've provided more evidence, and regardless of our own personal opinions, we have to actually we have to actually go along with that. I don't know if I worded that completely well. I'm using it like a kind of colloquial method for the sake of brevity. So no philosophy debater should come hitting my line saying that I'm a very, very confused interlocutor in terms of quote-unquote epistemic realism. I'm just using it for brevity, okay? Gosh.
I said that multiple times. And Valor just let me believe that, even though he knew that Trini had already judged the debate, and he judged it in my...
No. As well as the fact that we should just not trust Trini for any Aeroflame like vouchers. If you've seen how Aeroflame got done by Mir, oh no, how Aeroflame got done by Six specifically, and Six kind of killed that guy really, really badly, and then Trini, on the other hand, was one of the only other people who was saying that, that Aaron might have won that. So if Trini is the only one saying that, everyone's disagreeing with him, then when they actually get into a head-to-head, they get into an engagement, they get into an interlocutor battle, and Trini loses kind of badly, then that'll just be good evidence to say that Trini is not actually a competent judge whenever he's coming to Aeroflame debates.
My favor. So he just I don't think that we should let some weasel stick around. It's a bad look for us, because let me ask you this, Seth. What do you assume is in a meerkat burrow?
Well, what's in there, bro?
Other meerkats, right?
Yeah.
Other weasel-esque, what are they called? What are they called? Muscelids?
Gosh, this guy's so confused. Oh my goodness.
Some such. And I don't want to be associated with that.
Arrow's no rat.
I'm no rat. You can ask Infamous. He'll tell you I'm not a rat.
False again. Anyone who takes the position of Hiruzen beating Itachi in sense of part 1 only is definitely a rat. All of the narrative portrays otherwise. So for him to disagree with this would simply be blatantly being dishonest, in the same way in which he also thinks that Lee would beat Sasuke. Clearly the series tries to tell us otherwise. So if the series tries to tell us otherwise, yet he still holds that belief, then clearly it's just going to be a form of dishonesty. Even though he may interpret the belief, or he may interpret the series as agreeing with what he's saying, if the vast majority of people seem to be disagreeing with him, and the vast majority of people seem to also have good evidence. Okay, let me calm down. They also seem to have good evidence for him like losing. Then, maybe this interlocutor is very, very confused, rather than me or most of the other Naruto community actually being wrong.
Valor, what is your defense?
What is my defense? Well, you want to go one by one? You said a lot there. So, what was the first thing you said?
You weren't listening?
Yeah, you weren't listening? The first thing I said was that I said that you're a weasel. That was the first thing I said.
Said I'm a weasel.
Are you a weasel?
Yeah.
I'm not a weasel, no.
And then I said you're a rat.
I'm not a rat.
Are you a rat, Valor?
And then I called you a meerkat.
Not a meerkat.
Are you a meerkat?
And then I said, you're a rat weasel.
I'm not a rat
Is that
or a
true?
weasel.
Did you see how he hesitated on that
No, no,
one?
no, no, no.
Yeah,
so
but
that's clearly going to be a common tracking error on Valor's file. So again, Aero did not say that he's a rat or a weasel, because clearly Valor already disagrees with both of those. So restating it would clearly just be not productive. He said, and I quote, "You're a rat weasel," right? So if he's calling him a rat weasel and he says I'm not a rat or a weasel, that does not deny the fact that he could be a rat weasel. Gosh.
what? Okay, he said he's not a rat or a weasel, but not a rat weasel.
Thank
Okay,
you,
well, write that down.
sir.
Write
I
that
don't think I
down.
can
That's
be a
going
rat.
That's
down
my
to
tier
me.
one.
He said, yeah, write that down. Write that down.
Write that down. Yeah, write that down. Write that down. Write that down.
So then I said he ratted in the middle of our debate by applying tactics that were trying to appeal to the audience.
What
He's
appeal
seen
to
me
the
debate
audience?
multiple. Yeah, stop talking, piss boy.
What? You
Stop
asked
talking,
you
piss
said
boy.
I did something with
I'm not. I
one
didn't
by
ask
one.
you a question. I'm in the middle of talking.
You said
You
I
asked
did-
me
we said we
to.
was
You
going
asked
one
me
by
to
one.
tell you,
Aaron,
Valor.
we
You
said we was going
stupid
one by
fuck.
one.
You told me to
See,
tell
look,
you
you've
what you
already
said
Can I get it?
because you weren't
Slugging.
listening, and now you don't want to hear it. Shut the fuck up, Valor. It always comes down to you niggas.
You said I was doing rat
Valor,
tactics.
shut
I'm not
the
gonna
fuck
let you
up.
do this.
You asked me to
I'm
tell
not gonna
you.
let you
You
do
asked
this.
me to
I'm not gonna let
tell
you
you.
do this,
Valor,
Aero.
Valor, Valor.
gonna
I'm just
answer
gonna
my
turn you
question,
down.
Aero.
I'm just gonna start talking over you.
Aaron, you're
stupid
gonna
British
answer my
fuck.
question.
I don't
I'm
know
not
No,
what
letting
he's
you
getting
do
the
this
point.
again.
You're
I'm not
asking me
letting you
something
do
and
this
then you
again,
don't want me
Aaron.
to
You're
talk
gonna
to you.
answer my
You
question. We're gonna
stupid
go one
piece
by
of
one.
dog
I'm not
shit.
gonna let
What's
you rat
wrong
out
with you,
like you're
Valor?
accusing
You're
me of
not
being
gonna
a
talk
rat,
over
Aaron.
me, and
I
you're
don't,
not
I don't
gonna
know
be
where
a
you
big
get this
boy.
idea
This is the
from. That
same
I said,
rat
oh, you
weasel
know what?
shit
I
that
think
you
I
do in
win
the
this
middle of
debate.
debate.
But
All
you
you
know,
do
by
is try
judgment,
and
yeah, I
hide
agree.
behind the
But I
fact that
disagree.
you're
I think
trying to
I
say that
win.
I'm
You've done the
spurting.
exact same
I'm
things
raising
to
my
Kaku,
voice
so I
because
don't
you
want to hear
raised
it,
your
Aaron.
voice to talk
You can
over
tell
me.
me what
Just
rat
stop
tactics
fucking
I did,
talking. The
or
moment
you
that
can
I
like
see the green
continue to
around
be
your
a rat.
microphone
Which
go
one will it
So,
silent,
be,
that's
Aaron?
when
again, clearly, this is supposed to be the peak of the community. This is supposed to be tier one. This is supposed to be debate Jesus Christ, according to some people. Enough Scapia. So this guy's supposed to be tier one. Now, clearly, if he loses this debate, then it's going to be a question of what is Aero really good at in his mind. Now, if Aero is good at JJK and he loses on JJK, then that's kind of bad. If Aero is good at Naruto and then he loses on Naruto, that's also kind of bad. Now, if Aero loses both, then we need to start questioning whether or not he really is tier 1, if you get what I mean. Is this 100 debate win streak really that valid if he's debating plumbers? In the same way what Six said, right? He's been debating loads of people, right? But these loads of people really aren't that good. So, again, will Aaron win? Will he persevere? Find out in the next episode of Disco Debates.
we can go back to having this civilly. Otherwise, thank you. So, like I said, in the middle of the debate,
What a code switch.
he started talking when I was talking multiple times. And then he's like, oh, Aero, you don't have to do this, blah, 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 blah. I really need you not to do this. Even though he knows
British
that I don't like
imitation
being
is so
talked
sick.
over. And he knows that talking over me is going to incite me and it's going to make me raise my voice. So he purposely did something to try and make me look a certain way for the audience. That's ratty. Why would you do that?
Aaron, what did I do mid-debate and after the debate? What did I do? What did I say to you?
Why is Valor cucking down? That isn't ratting. That's rhetoric. Rhetoric's just the ability to convince the audience your position is right. Now, your argumentation plays a great factor into this. However, optically, right, you're again supposed to try and make your opponent look bad and make yourself look better than your opponent. So, if he's doing this, if Aaron's supposed to be the best at rhetoric as he self-admits himself, this is literally textbook rhetoric. So if Valor's rhetoric style just makes Aero look bad, and since it makes Aero look bad, Aero thinks he's ratting, that doesn't really make any sense. It just sounds like he really isn't used to condescending types of rhetoric, and so he can't really adapt. Hence why he's trying to call it a rat out. But clearly, he's just wrong. That is not ratting. That is just genuinely just rhetoric, guys. The Shin relations.
I don't fucking know. I don't care.
Okay, I
not talking
apologize for
about-
talking over you. That's what I did. I said, I'm sorry, Aero. I didn't mean to talk over you. I did that midway through the debate and after the debate. I didn't mean to talk over you. I verbatim
didn't
said that. I
mean
can put a
to.
recording right now and show you the clip where I say, I'm sorry, Aero.
Go
I didn't
ahead.
mean to talk over you.
Nah, that's
because I
bitch
know in the
made.
recording, it also has you sitting there being like, "Oh, Aero, you don't have to do this," trying to make me look a certain way. Valor,
Trying to
you
do
might have
what?
apologized. You might have apologized for it but you still did it. If I went and pissed on your sister,
no, wrong again. See, you can't liken, right, saying, oh, my bad, I talked over you, to saying I pissed on your sister, specifically because of the fact, one, in a debate, if you're trying, one, present your argumentation in such a way in which it appears convincing to the audience, right, which isn't necessary, but it's also just very, very telling that you're a good debater, right? If you're doing that, and you also have the substance to back it up, then of course you're going to be considered to be better, you'd be considered to be winning against your opponent. However, if your opponent simply just can't handle your specific type of rhetoric, that isn't ratting, that isn't something wrong, that isn't something egregious, that's just simply adapting to your opponent's aggressive rhetoric style. Because in the same way, what Aero does when he tells you don't cut me off is he's trying to make you look unreasonable, right? He's trying to, like, basically the entire point is, if I'm speaking and you cut me off, then it makes it seem as if you don't want progression. And if you don't want progression, then it just makes it seem as if you're a bad faith interlocutor. But then in another side of the coin, right? If Valor is saying, or if Valor is getting Aero mad, and Aero is shouting, then Aero loses optically, especially when Valor does this little tactic where it's like, you Aero, you don't have to do this. So now it makes it seem as if Aero is just being very, very irrational. He's being very, very angry for no reason, if you get what I mean. You tap in, lock in. This is the Shin relations. I can't lie, I don't really want to hear them argue over this again and again and again, so I'm gonna skip forward.
You'd rap like that, what? I just said I'm not going to waste an hour looking for it.
Do you have it?
You do.
You told me to tell you.
Nope.
Yeah, you can go back to sleep. Go home.
What do you think?
So
of
who
this
judged
debate?
it?
And he
So who
said,
judged deny it?
Beauty.
You can't deny. I know what's of relevance and what isn't. The community just didn't actually do it.
Doesn't matter anything. Next argument.
I was saying, this nigga Valor's like, oh yeah, I erratic my and negates all curse techniques.
Okay, do that right now.
All right, let's do it. Let's debate right now.
All right, what
Same topic?
Mahito versus Toji, sure.
Yep.
All right,
why do you think that
how does
Mahito
Toji
wins?
kill Mahito? What does he do? What's he gonna
With
do?
the inverted spear of heaven.
What does the inverted spear do?
The inverted spear of heaven negates all curse techniques.
Okay, why does that matter to Mahito?
Why does Toji kill Mahito? Alright guys, if you remember, it's the inverted spear of heaven.
Mahito?
Because Mahito preserves his body using the curse technique idle mutation.
Prove that. Wait. Actually, no. He preserves his soul, not his body. His body just conforms to the shape of the soul. And to further show that it doesn't matter him attacking his body or cutting his head off or anything, Yuji, who can damage the soul, kicks Mahito's head off, and Mahito's still able to run around.
So Valor's kind of like, I mean, I'm not gonna say Valor's killing him, because, well, Valor's killing him pre-debate or pre-Aero giving any refutation, but clearly Valor is just obviously right here. Yuji, who can damage the soul, kicks off Mahito as well. I mean, no, Valor's wrong here, my bad. Mahito literally just disconnects his head before Yuji can actually, kill him, or Yuji actually kicks his head off. But in the same way, at this point in the time, we don't really know whether or not Toji can perceive the soul, so any attack that he does onto Mahito's body has nothing to do with the soul. So, again, brief intermission. I'm going to write that all down. I'm going to pause the record and then come back. So we've written all of the notes down, because I'm a very, very pedantic. I don't want anything to slip past. But these are all my notes. You can read it if you want.
Doesn't matter anything. Next argument.
Damn.
All right, so no, we're not moving on to the next argument. I'm not finished with this point. That's cute that you tried to control this debate with your fucking rhetoric, but it's not anywhere near strong enough to affect me like that. So I'm just gonna stay on this point. And
I'm so confused. Does Aero think rhetoric is just the ability to force your opponent to move on? Because that's literally impossible. If I just say next argument, you just got slammed, and then your opponent just doesn't listen to me and gives me a new refutation, and boom, thus all of that optically appealing stuff doesn't really work anymore. But, I mean, old gen tactics, old gen definitions, who knows, who cares?
get my scans because I'm not done. Fucking faggot. Who the fuck do you think
Didn't you just call me a homophobe?
Shut your pussy ass up, Valor. Shut up, bitch.
That's so hypocritical.
Bitch. Shut up, bitch.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
still on this point,
It's fine,
faggot.
it's fine, Eric. Continue.
Like
I'm winning. I'm winning.
saying.
Continue,
Oh,
Eric.
wow.
My God, I don't know who the fuck you think that you are.
I think I'm the
That was
shit, Eric.
really
That's
odd.
what I think.
That was really fucking odd. Shut the fuck up, bitch. I'm getting my
Shut the
scans.
fuck up, bitch.
Yeah, no. Not good.
No, who the fuck? He must have thought he was Aero Flame or something. That was weird.
I mean, if he did, he
That was really weird.
He's known for Aero to talk to himself, and
That was super fucking weird.
Yeah, Kappa, it might be normal for him to talk to himself. He's got to reassure himself. Damn. Yeah, I'm Aero Flame. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully,
Aero's packing like he hasn't lost every debate he's ever been in.
Hopefully,
Kappa's mocking you, bro, and you're like getting mind
I
hacked.
find it funny. Like, they can be mocking me, and I'll still
that he's
laugh.
making fun of you.
I can find that funny, sure. Like, I laugh at everything, bro.
He clearly wasn't mocking him, but at the same time,
I just find everything funny. Like, I just like I like laughing.
Yeah,
it's good for you.
Yeah. It's probably about right here.
If you laugh at everything, wouldn't you pointing something out to be funny or not be trivial?
Well, Kappa, I couldn't hear you. Your mic's pretty bad.
I said if you just laugh at everything or you think everything's funny, wouldn't you pointing out something to be funny? Wouldn't that just be trivial?
Yeah, it would be.
So he says the body tightly conforms to the shape of the soul.
Yeah.
So if the shape of the soul is like a decapitation, he'll actually be decapitated.
He's been decapitated
and that's
before.
Why,
his soul's literally been kicked off, and it didn't.
Right.
Didn't kill,
so
didn't
his
kill
head
him.
got kicked off because it was stitched on. They kicked off the stitches.
Oh my goodness! Wait a minute. So, Aero interlocutor again, very confused. Mahi to PNG. Now, look, look. We aren't gonna sit here and pretend that these stitches is anything really significant to Mahito's body or his physiology. It's literally just a character design thing. When this thing loads up, okay. Don't know why that's there, but look, right? We can use this as an example, right? Open link in a new tab. This. There. Look, Mahito, he has stitches on his face. He has stitches in the middle. You wouldn't say if someone kicked in the middle of his face and both of his sides split apart, that'd be because of the stitches. No, nobody says that. So the stitches on the neck are clearly just a design thing. In the same way how he has lines on his face, and if he's going to argue the lines are indicative of damage, no, that clearly isn't true. Because he has them immediately comes into the show, and then he hasn't fought anyone yet. But yeah. Error response. Alright, saying he didn't hit him, he kicked off the stitches. There we go.
No, you know what happened? Yuji kicked his head off. Kicked his head off, right? Yuji attacked his soul, so he kicked the soul's head off, and Mahito was running around. I was like, "Bet, whatever, let's go."
Mm-hmm. We'll get it. I'll get that specific.
Like Mahito's lost limbs before, like it just didn't affect him.
Yeah.
I can get you like the statements too of him like considering them to be separate things, and him blatantly saying physical attacks don't affect him. I can get you all of this.
I already know that physical. I don't think I know all of this. Like you're asking me to get scans because you're a fucking rat weasel. I know all the scans you're talking about.
Don't ask me to get scans.
I'm in the middle of a sentence. I'm in the process of elaborating.
That's what
just shut the fuck up, Valor. Like you're always whining about me talking over you. I can't get a word in edgewise. Shut the fuck up. God damn. Like you keep fucking talking. Shut the fuck up, you stupid bitch. Like I don't give a fuck about you, Valor. Like just shut up, nigga. Just learn to take turns. Learn to talk when I'm done talking. I don't understand why it's so fucking hard for you. Stop fucking talking. Like you don't know when to stop. You don't know when to stop, Valor. We're in the process of debating. You wanted to debate, then let's debate. But you're not gonna talk over me. Otherwise, you're breaking down the dialectic.
I just think you're
that's a concession. Then you don't want to continue the dialect. You're breaking them down. You want to get or not? I'm not going to do this.
You think me interrupting?
I'm not going to do it. Once your mic stops going, lighting up green, I'll continue on my point. Otherwise, we're done.
You can just get those scans. I'm winning. So
okay, so we're done. We're done. That was a good concession.
That does not what that means.
No, I told you. Yeah, you broke down the dialect. You're so dishonest for that.
You broke down the dialect. You refused to let me talk. I said, continue to get the scans. I'm just waiting.
You refuse to let me fucking talk. I said as soon as you stop talking when I'm talking,
I'm winning.
I said no.
He's looking for a scan. I'm so confused. why is like okay? I'm all for don't cut your opponent off, but if you're looking for a piece of evidence, and it's not like Valor's like Valor's literally trying to cut him off or make a new point. It's literally just Aero tries to insult Valor and like say, "Oh, you're a rat for asking me to or for asking for scans," and Valor just cuts him off because that not only is that just not relevant, but at the same time it's like it has nothing to do because he literally Era has like 3 different burdens. He has the burden to prove very specifically that Mahito's ability to preserve his soul is a curse technique, which he never justified within the debate, right? As well as that, Valor just place the burden on him again as to the fact that one, he very very clearly loses limbs from you attacks to Yuji, since the entire context of who they're talking about is Yuji, right? And he still doesn't seem to have any adverse effects, and Valor just doesn't respond to that as well. And then we also have the third thing where it's like, oh, I mean, Aaron doesn't respond to that. And the third thing is like, if he just stops his ability or if he just doesn't hit his soul, then any physical attacks would work. So he'd stop the physical effects of his curse technique, as Valor like literally explains very very clearly. He'll stop the physical effects, but he won't stop the actual like the other effects. You know what I mean? Or he wouldn't stop anything else because he is a curse technique, as Valor said himself. But yeah,
We're done. We're done. I'm not going to sit here and. You're not my child, Valor.
Go ahead.
I'm not. I don't have to sit here and teach you a lesson. You broke down the dialectics. You conceded the debate. The debate's over. No, we're done. I just said 2 minutes ago, if you keep talking, the debate's over, and you kept talking.
So you're the one who's conceding. I'm willing to continue. I'm willing to allow you to continue, and you're
that was a good concession.
So you're the one who's conceding. Awful. You can be rap. You can be dishonest.
yeah, Valor.
You didn't.
There's nothing else here. Valor won. Yeah. So what we learned today, we've learned very very specifically that one, when you're looking for evidence, try not to insult your opponent so you forget or you don't forget which piece of evidence you're looking for. 2, alright, very, very obviously, I thought this would be quite obvious. Don't go into debates with no pieces of evidence, right? Don't go into debates with like, don't go into debate angry. Because now it just looks like Valor's kind of mocking Error. And Error can't really do anything about it, right? And Aero literally, since he's on the positive, is like on the defense, he really can't do anything specifically because of the fact that he's unable to track while also screaming, and it's like fine, it happens to everybody, but still he just got his anger taken advantage of here. So Valor won like low mid-def probably. Like if you like the video, like and subscribe. I don't even know what y'all boys be doing. Like, be seeing people watching the video not liking or subscribing. Like, dude, you watch the video and you refuse to like? How dare you? But yeah, like video, like, subscribe. This has been Shenra. I'm out. Top shit.